Hello dears, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. It's Fallas time in Valencian community, and one of the biggest celebrations is right here in Benidorm town. Let's go and enjoy them together. Let's see which kind of issues are reflected in the Fallas of this year 2024. The first falla is right here next to the street of Tomás Ortuño and the crossroad with the street Venus. This is usually where all the parades in Benidorm are starting. And this is it. This is the main falla of Benidorm, which means that it's not only the monuments, the statues, the adult one and the baby one, but there's also a small fair where we'll see what they have this year. Let's start with the first, probably the baby one. Let's see what they have put. Usually the bad thing about it is they do not put it in English. They just put it either in Valencian or in Spanish plus Valencian. Here we have, if your teeth are sore, concentrate slightly more and control slightly more, better to say, and you will not need to see the dentist. So basically it's all about the sweets. It's all about the dentist industry, that it's really expensive. Maybe comparing with other countries it's not, but here in Spain it's quite expensive to go to the dentist. It's not covered by social security, and we always need to pay for it. Change the gummies for vegetables and you will be slimmer in days. This is a story about how you need to explain children and people on that not all the sweets are good, and that it's not always good to eat so much of them, and that it's basically fat, it's like sugars, etc. So this is like a children's one, and the main one is this one. It's called Circus. This is the ticket vending place at the circus, and basically it symbolizes, we'll read it right now, but basically it symbolizes that our government is a huge giant circus. Here it says, best illusionists always are in the government. All of them are good artists. The clowns are in the government and only make us cry, to make norms and laws that affect the heart, like specific heart monitor, the implant, for the heart problems. Will make so that the government will make these heart rhythm machines fail, with all the bad things that are happening, with all the stress they are giving us, basically. Imserso, this is a group of older people who are coming here to the area. Everyone in the life needs to know how to juggle, basically, because if not, we will practice crying in the bars. So if you know how to go around life, if you know how to help yourself because no one else will, then you will not end up crying in numerous bars here in the area. But if you don't, then you will. True story. After this, after the fallas, we have all this fair. Some waffles we have here. Max, like big, these sweet things, 3 euros, caramelized apples, 2 euros. Some toys for children. We have 7D, oh my goodness, 7D cinemas, like short cinemas, have things where to play in case you would like to, better to say, to win some kind of toy. And then there's attractions. These are mostly for children, I must say, like this one, like the rodeo for children. Then we also have like a bouncing beds, and for smaller children too, this attraction that you need to basically cross through different obstacles, and just a tiny bit more. By the way, bouncing beds are 3.50 for one child for once. This is the main part of the fallas here in Benidorm town. This is where it's the biggest one, the most colorful one probably. We'll see about the other two. And this is where you have the fair, where you can get some waffles, you can get some sweets, some snacks, some drinks. And if you have children or grandchildren, that's where you can have quite some fun, and even adults. Let's head to the second fallas place, which is situated right next to the town hall by the Hotel Bristol. Let's see what this one has to offer, because this is quite a good one. Let's go. Towards the second falla, we are heading through the traditional city center of Benidorm town. This is the area that's been really, really busy right now. There's a lot of people that came on holidays from Madrid, from other northern parts of Spain or central parts of Spain that do have their second holiday vacational homes here or came to the hotels. Since our region is probably the only one who celebrates fallas, thus, here is where all the people are concentrated. On the streets, you can buy some souvenirs typical for the Saint week, for the week of Easter, beginning of spring, and put it in the vase to keep it for the holidays. This is more a religious part of the celebration, so not a lot of people actually purchase it. But a lot of us do put some flowers, some spring flowers like tulips, or something else that does symbolize the beginning of spring. Mimosas, for example, that do the variation of mimosas that does bloom and does grow in our region, which are of a yellow color. You can see them a lot down the roads, especially the national roads, the highways, and in the natural park. So a lot of people are buying these things to put them at home to celebrate the beginning of spring. And we can see the increase of people even now, especially now for the holidays. From here, we went down right by the Crystal Park Hotel, which is of a Magic Costa Blanca hotels chain. And we are already right next to the town hall of Benidorm. This is where we end all the main celebrations. The November fiestas, all the parades end up right here. Also, the Christmas market, Beni Nadal, is also situated right at this exact spot. And the ice skating rink in winter is also located right here nearby. Right around the town hall, there's a lot of interesting hotels, like the brand newly built from scratch, basically, Bristol Hotel. We have RH Hotels chain and a lot of others, Michelangelo touristic apartments too, and much, much more. Even for living, day to day, for renting here a property or purchasing one, is the area that is quite popular, I must say. The only thing you need to know is that when there are celebrations, there's going to be quite a bit of noise right here by the town hall. But the rest of the year, it's absolutely fine. Let's get closer towards the second falla. There's some police officers here. Obviously, the protection is necessary. You never know. There's a lot of cars, there's a lot of people around. And just to make sure everything is safe, usually by every falla there are some police officers. These days of celebration, you will hear a lot of firecrackers exploding around different streets of Benidorm, so that's normal. You will hear quite a lot of music of all the peñas, which are groups that did create these fallas, these monuments. These are the same groups that celebrate November fiestas, and they are called peñas. So if you participate in this type of group, they gather together on special occasions. They do pay like a membership of a kind, if I'm not wrong. Very, very small one, symbolic one. They have their own special bars or places of gathering. And they are creating all these interesting things. This one is interesting. Oh my goodness, is this like a sun? Probably this is like a sunshine. And then on top, we have Benidorm City. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, all right. There's music, which I do feel is because of the Benidorm Fest, the Eurovision pre-selection contest. I suppose that's the only logic that comes to my mind. And then you have these teeny tiny figures. Let's see what it says. It's in Valencian and in Spanish too. Here, I wouldn't dare to say a lot, but basically there are a couple of things. One of them is that city is not stopping to grow, and it's being worse for a lot of people who've been living here. They do not like the growth, the skyscrapers that they see. On the other side, we have, see, this is the creation of the skyscrapers and very tall buildings to maxify the city. And we, those who live here, will be the ones who will pay the consequences. Then there's also about the Benidorm Fest. This one says, oh, that's a different one. Okay, this one says about the Benidorm Fest song that won as a representative of Spain on the Eurovision contest. So basically, all the rest is about it. There's been also about the Benidorm Pride when we have a lot of different celebrations through that week, but obviously there's a little bit about of everything. The main celebrations that we have here, the international tourism, all this. Some people do not like it, but personally, I don't think they get that without the international tourism, without all these celebrations, Benidorm will not have the money it needs to support itself and be the city it is right now. And also, if there's not going to be so many tourists arriving, there's no need on having so many workplaces that there are right now. So a lot of people would lose their jobs. I get that people might be afraid it's going to be too much tourism already, but at the same time, they need to understand that it's necessary for the city to survive. The baby one is very cute. The baby one is cute. It says animal race. See who will be able to. Maasai, giraffe. These ones are only in Valencian dialect, though. It's interesting because we're in this city that's very, very international. There's a big part of even residents here who are not Spanish. So some of them do speak Spanish quite well, even Valencian. Others do not so far. So having all this only in Spanish or only in Valencian dialect, I do not think it's a good idea. It should be in English too, because it's not only tourists who enjoy it, locals too, but there's a lot of locals who are foreigners who are not Spanish. So don't get why they put it just in one language. I mean, you could translate it, that's true, but it's just the essence. It's just to show the respect for all the people who live here and for the people who will be watching it. So I do feel they should add an additional language. Maybe there's going to be a lot of text, I get it, but somehow, or a QR code for a different language, I don't know, something to make it slightly easier, because not a lot of people know Spanish. What we could say about the Valencian dialect. But I definitely feel like it's a nice sculpture, especially the baby one with all these animals. The last falla is located right on the rincon de loix, Levant Beach. Let's go and check it out together. Don't forget that these fallas will be burned to the ground on Tuesday night. So if you will be here, don't miss it. The last falla is situated in Rincon de Loix, which is where we landed on right now, at the beginning of the Mediterranean Avenue, right next to this small shopping mall with some interesting shops, attractive prices, mostly for tourists, I must say. International supermarkets, tattoo places, haircuts, aesthetics, etc. And right here, right by the Centauro Rent-A-Car and BBVA Bank, is where the third falla is located. Ooh, we can hear some sirens going on right now. The ambulance, probably that's the ambulance. So this is where the final falla is located. The first two, we've seen them already, and they've been put just yesterday at night. So today, not a lot of people still know they are here, but slowly but surely are going to visit them. And the falla, oh, it's interesting. Right in front of us, it's located. And here on the right, we can see so many shops that do sell a lot of green things. And that's because tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. So we will be filming you a video here, obviously, from Benidorm on St. Patrick's Day. We will try and do it as early as we can to see what Benidorm looks like in case you were not able to come here on these holidays, but you would like to feel as you are a part of the celebration. You will be able to do it with us. Here are the final falla, and it does look very interesting, even from behind, not gonna lie. This one has motifs of like Asian type of motifs, Japanese, in general Asian culture ones. So we'll see what they have to tell us. In this case, it's in Spanish. If we would live in a temple somewhere around the world, I'm quite sure we wouldn't pay so much of a property tax, for example. This one's about the Benidorm Pride and the Benidorm Fest, that it's too much. A lot of documents need to be done for a firecracker to be, for the firecracker to explode, and even do the course, when for a lot of other more difficult things you do not have to do anything. Also about the rise of the garbage tax here in the area, obviously this one landed here too. A lot of them are about Chinese. There's a lot of them here, and slowly we will eat only Chinese food because Spanish agricultures are protesting. It's not sustainable for them to run the business. So they will disappear and we'll have all the Chinese culture all around the area. This one is called the Rising Sun in Valencian, and it has a lot of interesting texts out here that do actually reflect the issues of today's life in Benidorm and surrounding area, and in Spain, not only Benidorm town. I do feel that it's a very, very nice piece of art. It's a shame it will be burning to the ground on Tuesday. Some of them not. In some areas, they do put them into a museum of fallas, but usually all of them are burned to the ground. Even so, it's a lovely sculpture, and I do like almost all the texts that they've put out here because they do make sense and they reflect all the issues we've been having. And a baby one. Oh, that's nice. This is called Origins. The beginning of times, as you can see. There's a mammoth there. The not the dragons, like dinosaurs, probably, maybe even. As you can see, let us know what you think. The sun, first caveman as well. This one is in Valencian. But I do like how they've organized it. They even did the sun. Look at that, with all the pebbles. They've decorated it quite nicely. And I would just wish international foreign travelers would know what it is all about, because there is no translation, sadly. But on the other side, looks very nice, quite creative. All of them reflected more or less the main issues in Spain and in our region. So people did quite a good job on creating them. This one probably would be our favorite. These are the 3 fallas in Benidorm town, the adult ones and the children's ones. And to be honest with you, this one and the first one were our top favorites. It's really warm in Benidorm today. It's around 23-24 degrees already, so this is why we were sun hat already, a cap, because that's impossible. And it's only a beginning, because during all these festive days we will have up till 30 degrees. That's an insane weather, insane temperatures for the beginning of spring. If you will be here in the area, don't forget that up until Tuesday night we will have these fallas and we'll burn them to the ground Tuesday at night. And before that, 6:30, we will have the final parade to welcome spring, to welcome the new summer season, touristic summer season, and to celebrate the brand new beginning. Hopefully, starting from now on, the year will be better than it has been for a lot of people who are living here in Spain. Thank you for accompanying us on today's short, sunny, and very warm walking tour down the fallas in Benidorm. You've seen the 3 locations, and this happens every single year around the same dates. So if you're planning on traveling next year, these are some of the things that you could potentially be doing. And we'll see you already in a brand new video here on the channel tomorrow, which is gonna be almost a live video from St. Patrick's Day in Benidorm town. Don't miss it. Bye.